And welcome back to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben and this is my review for Ethos, a Turkish Netflix original TV series. A group of unique characters from dramatic different social cultural backgrounds meeting in startling circumstances in the vibrant and colourful city of Istanbul, some by chance and some by force of will. So there's 8 episodes and it's not English, and if you only speak English and that's your predominant language, you may see a series like this that's 50 minutes a piece and go, wow, I'm probably gonna have to read the subtitles because often the non-subtitles, the dubbing isn't that good, and you'd be right in this circumstance. It's okay, but I would suggest watching in the original language, but you might be put off. Don't let that put you off. If you love really deep acting, really deep psychological kind of trauma events with circumstances that end up being really about the psyche and the portrayal of the characters that these characters go through, then you're in for a treat. The performances in this series are phenomenal, and I'm not kidding. We've just seen the Crown, and the acting in there was fantastic, and I didn't think I was going to see as good acting from a series this soon. But Netflix just keeps putting out these series where, especially the non-English ones, where if you're able to take a chance and watch something that isn't the norm, that has possibly a different culture, a different language from what you are used to watching, then you'll find some really unique, interesting stories. The journey from this series is often quite harrowing. We see the psychologist trying to get to the grips of what's actually going on with our protagonists, particularly one protagonist, and it's an interesting journey to go on, especially how it mixes with the psyche and the culture and what we see those people have to go through and what you're willing to explore. If you're willing to explore and actually be healed, and sometimes you see the characters go through all these traumatic events that they're unwilling to talk about, and that for me was really interesting. So the series starts with our one of our main protagonists, Miriam, who has fainting spells, and then we see her talking to a psychologist, and you see her kind of skipping around kind of what the real subject is. And even then, as they go through their talks in subsequent episodes and you see how life unfolds, it doesn't really ever get to the grips of what she needs to be talking about, and it can be somewhat frustrating. One of the best things about this series though is the dialogue. It's extremely tight and there is a lot of dialogue. I was amazed that when literally in the first episode, in the first 10 minutes, you'll say to yourself, wow, can you imagine having to be the actress who plays this part to deliver an acting role so good, but also be able to remember all those lines. I mean, I know it's an actor's job, that is your job, but some films just have a normal amount of dialogue. This series has a lot of dialogue, and you do kind of have to keep up a bit with the subtitles, but I was amazed. Always giving top tier performances, but also delivering really complicated dialogue lines emotionally, and the dialogue is tight and you just feel like you're there in the moment. The cinematography as well, the way it looks, you know, it could be one of those series where they just kind of phone it in and do your basic shots, you know, set up camera here, have the dialogue delivered there. You know, there isn't anything that they needed to be creative with. But it does look stylistic. Even the color palette on the, you know, the lighting setup is all done and crafted in a way to really place you in the zone. And that is included with the soundtrack and the score. Everything just feels so well polished, so that when you're watching it, when you're going through these emotions with these characters, when you're urging them to kind of actually come to grips and make amends with other family members. I'm doing non-spoilers, so I hope you don't mind me just kind of skirting around what actually happens, because I don't want to spoil some of the events for you. But when it comes together, you just feel like you're watching art. I think that's what it comes down to, without being pretentious. And that's a thin line to tread when it comes to entertainment medium, because you have to keep your audience engaged. At the same time, you have to tell your story in a way that is reflective of your art style as a director or as a creator or as a writer. And I feel like they found the balance here. I was very entertained. I wanted to get this review out yesterday, but like I said, it is 8 episodes and I have so many hours. And I only have so many hours in the day. So let me know in the comments below, what did you think of this? It's definitely one to put on there if you don't mind drama, emotionally scarring at times. It is quite traumatic. I would say that if you are easily offended or easily affected by certain things, especially the darker themes, you may want to give this a miss. But the performances alone are definitely worth watching. Definitely want to stick on there, maybe watch an episode or two. I don't think you need to binge watch it. I think you could take this in bite-sized chunks. Yeah, so have a look at this. I'm going to give this a solid B+. Chat to me in the comments below. Let me know what you thought. It is excellent. I do think it could have been shaved down a bit. I don't think it needed to be 8 episodes. Probably 6 would have helped the pacing. It is a bit slow at times, but other than that, I thought it was excellent. Thanks so much for watching this, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.